looked in that valley down below. It was green just as far as I could see. My memory returned, oh how my heart did yearn for you in the days that used to be.
Zach here in the workshop on CanJam's and limited release Eve burn-in rack in full combat. And yes, the burn-in rack has a iPod Touch from, I don't know. And right here, here's a little canary wood. Here's a little Queensland maple. And then the next batch of BOKEHs is gonna be all natural. Instead of having that stain, bought a kind of more figured batch of wood. You can kind of see it's got those spalt lines there. You gotta have those spalt lines. And there we go. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a little bit of a amber finish on those. Oh, Mega Celeers. It's a Mega Celeer alert. I don't know what these are gonna be called. I'll probably get nullified on the Mega Celeer name, but that's a big Celeer. Ooh. Oh my. That's chatoyance right there. So yeah, Queensland maple. I tried to use a modest one for the pictures, but honestly, most of this stuff is pretty sick, as you saw. So yeah, it's pretty nice. And that's just for the heck of it, a little bit of an on the limb, but oh yeah, oh yeah. Very exciting stuff right here. We've got the commercial version of the Aegis. This will be at CanJam. Very exciting. Here's a DIY version I just finished. Me and Nitro Kevin just finished each of our own personal builds. We're gonna bring both the DIY version and the commercial version to CanJam, and these were designed by the amazing, smart, and fabulous Keenan McKnight, known as Lord Gwyn on HeadFi. He is the maker, if I can zoom in there, of my Air Universe, my Air Mid, and this right here, Air Mountain. Yes, please excuse them being on the floor. We're out of space, but I gotta have them close. I gotta have them nearby me, or I get depressed. So the Aegis, and this is Aegis, not Aegis. I've been saying Aegis, so please say Aegis is the way to pronounce it. Aegis, like E. This version, we contracted and are having Cayenne amplifiers OEM this for us. And I've just been really happy with how they worked with us to get a cool aesthetic and also to get the sound where it needs to be. The final version is gonna have a little bit different aesthetic, more black, and a little bit darker volume knobs and everything. But this is a somewhat close look to it. Of course, we're gonna have the HOMAGE at CanJam, our solid state amp collaboration with John Sieber and JDS Labs. And let's just quickly go through the limited editions and everything that's coming up. There's a lot going on. Let's get some theater lighting. Shaboom. Cocobolo for the atrium closed. Cocobolo, always beautiful. This stuff is from Nicaragua. I found a Cocobolo dealer who's getting me the good stuff, the good, very red brick-like stuff. We've got both the atrium and the Caldera in canary wood and zebra. Daybreak look, I believe we're calling it, where we have a little bit of a burst.
Wondering where the years of my life have flown.
They just glow and all those different colors come out in canary, which is really, really beautiful. Yeah, just really nice contrast on the zebra wood. Haven't always had zebra wood have this dramatic a contrast between the grain. So just really happy with this coffee gold on there. The Autor Classic and mango. Don't have a ton of these, and that's why we're doing the Otor Classic. Not quite as popular as the other models, although I think it probably should be. Definitely the model I always recommend to first-time ZMF owners. But a very light stain on there to kind of get a little bit of the texture. Got the yellow behind the brass grill. That's very nice. And last but not least, a true classic, the Icon Classic in Monkey Pod. Another Hawaiian wood that we had some left over for. And I am not recommending that anybody get an upgrade, and we're not even doing upgrades to the OG Icons. This is the same tuning system as the original Icon. It just has the Otor Classic drivers. And here's one of those natural BOKEH sets, just so you can kind of see somewhat what the finish is gonna look like. Has that kind of really nice slight amber look to it, and some of that sapwood, along with, I mean, and it's got some of that spalting. So really cool to have that kind of light dark spalting on it. And all the models will have some sort of figure to them. You know, for this run, or most of them will. And so, you know, we bought a really nice batch of this black limbo wood.
She took me on work that day to help her to the land. In the afternoon we planted seeds, in the evening we held hands, in the evening we held hands. Her blue eyes told me everything a man could want to know. And it was then I realized I would never go. I would never go. I don't know what changed my mind. Till then I was a rambling kind. A kind of love I can't explain that I had.
Okay, what is upcoming at ZMF the next couple months? We have a stabilized and resin batch coming out sometime in early April. Also at CanJam, you're gonna be able to see the Caldera closed here. You can see this finish we have. This may not be the stock finish, but these are going to be the stock cups with that angular face. Spent a long time kind of sitting next and annoying my mechanical engineer, Christian. I'm sorry, Christian, getting this look. I said, we cannot make another round-faced headphone. We have to make something really unique. You know, everyone always asks me what my favorite ZMF headphone of the moment is, and it's definitely this one. This is the most excited I've been for a release in a long time, partially because I love the planar sound, but also just the challenges in making a closed planar headphone were immense. And then the BOKEH Open is coming. Here's a rough version. We're actually gonna use Spectra Ply, which is a birchwood plywood for this, which looks really cool. But here's some laser cut grills on some mahogany for you to see. And I'm, you know, pretty excited about how these look. And the goal is to have this at the same price or cheaper than the BOKEH closed. So that's a lot of new stuff. The very last thing, very last thing, I know this is not a ZMF headphone, it's a Hi-Fi Man. We have Hi-Fi Man pads coming out. So go ahead and check out the Hi-Fi Man pads on our website. As you know, my first headphone, premium full size, was an HE500, and I absolutely adore these XSs. I love my Susvara, I love my old HE500s. Who would we be if we didn't end with the burn-in rig making these headphones sound awesome?
You turn water to whiskey, that's what the preachers say. Lord, I need a miracle to get me through the day. Muddy waters come and wash my blues away. Well, he burned down a liquor store, burned down a liquor store. John Law burned down a liquor store. John Law burned down a liquor store. But that bootleg whiskey, where we gon' go? John Law didn't mind us having a little fun. 'Cause when we made money, you know he wouldn't get him some. The joint would rock until the morning come.